Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go over what actually happens if you get an online coach. So, a lot of people are very much in the dark on this subject and just have not got a clue what happens. There are some very, very poor online coaches out there. A lot of them are not even qualified. It is like the Wild West, honestly, especially with the advancements of AI. You might join a coach who, especially the ones who have got a very, very large following, if you get coached by them, there is a high likelihood that you will just be being coached by ChatGPT. You can literally make, I think, staff members with designated jobs on ChatGPT. It is ridiculous. So yeah, if you're going to a coach with like, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000 plus followers, you imagine how many inquiries that they are getting for coaching. I very much doubt they're doing that coaching themselves. Some of them will be, a lot of them aren't. So you got to watch out for that. But yeah, what actually happens when I take on a client? The first thing that you will do, you can make an inquiry to the coach. That's how most people would do it. It's just all in direct messages. You just say, hey, I'm interested. Can I get some more information? Some people just like to completely chat through it with that person. However, what I have found over the 7 years, 8 years actually now, of doing this is people just want the information. Like, they've probably stalked your page for a long time, seen the results that that coach has got, and once they get to a point where they feel like they're ready to message that person, they're already pretty sold, and it's just like, I just want some reassurance and I want to know how much it is and what's involved. So all of that is actually in my Instagram bio now. So if you go to the link in my Instagram bio, it will come up with a page. On that page is pretty much all the information, exactly what happens from start to finish of being coached. Once you go through that page, it will come up with the pricing of my coaching per month. Again, this massively varies from coach to coach. I know that there are some coaches that will charge like £50 for online coaching. These will either be extremely, brand new coaches that have probably never even done in-person personal training and have just qualified, and they're just throwing it out for 50 quid and seeing what they can catch. Just desperation, really. So you can imagine the quality of that coaching. Or it will be, like I said, the coaches with a monster Instagram following that can handle a lot of clients because they'll have people working for them, or even AI. And again, the quality of coaching, one-to-one coaching that you will get back from that, it's probably going to be very, very little, as you can imagine. So yeah, you've just got to be very, very careful. If you want my personal recommendation, I would actually go for a coach. And I'm not just saying this because I fit into the category. Like, I'm not fucking stupid. I would love to have 100,000 followers. It's more eyeballs on your page. What business wouldn't want that? But generally speaking, looking at a coach, the best thing that you can do if you are wanting that one-to-one support is go for one between like 1,000 followers and 30,000 followers, that sort of range, to the point where they kind of know what they're doing. They've been somewhat consistent with content, and look at the results that they have gotten themselves and look at the results that they have got for clients. So yeah, going back to what actually happens. So with me anyway, once you have decided that it's for you and you're ready to go, you can pay from there. Of course, I'm always open to conversations. If someone wants to have a phone call with me before starting up, absolutely fine. But what I don't want people thinking is that they need to have a sales call with me. For the majority of coaches, a friendly chat with them is a sales call. A lot of them they'll have, and I have before, I've very much ditched this way of doing things because it just felt really slimy. I hated doing it. But they'll have like scripts that they go off, which basically get the the person on the other end of the phone to say yes, get them in a yes state, get them emotional. Imagine the worst case scenario if they don't start coaching, and take payment over the phone and get people started, which is a very, very pushy way of doing things. But yeah, if people want a conversation with me, absolutely fine, just to get that clarity and reassurance, no problem. But you can start from the link in my bio. From there, once you have committed, you've paid, within the next 48 hours, you will get a welcome walkthrough video, which goes through everything that you need to know and also comes with a roadmap. So what types of results you can expect over that time frame. And that is different for everyone. If someone's come in and they're massively overweight, they've got a lot of weight to lose, it's going to be very different to someone who is in shape. Like I've got actual coaches on my books. I train gym managers who are very much in shape. They just want that more clarity, more direction, and the thought taken out of their own training and nutrition. So it's going to look very, very different from person to person. So I talk you through the reasonings and why I've put certain things in place. Once that comes through, you are ready to start. But before that, just going back to when you decide that you are starting being coached, you get access to what I've called the Team OTC course, and there are about 50 very short videos on there, just on everything from sleep, mindset, nutrition, training, supplements, training around your menstrual cycle, PCOS, because I mainly coach women, so these are things I've picked up along the way. Just all the things that you will need to know. There's no like waffle really in there. It's all just helpful information. So you can get cracking with that as soon as the payment's gone through, as soon as you get started. But once the welcome walkthrough video comes through, by that point you'll be in the Team OTC group, the WhatsApp. You'll have your own profile on my app. So it's a personal trainer in your pocket. Especially right at the start, I'll be heavily involved and be checking your things on the app pretty much daily, making sure things are being done, and you know exactly what I expect of you moving forward. Making sure that the things that we're tracking food-wise are definitely going to be helping you, just slowly changing food habits. And making sure that you're just doing what you're supposed to be doing. Whereas you'll get a lot of coaches that just check in weekly and don't check in on anything in between. You'll get some that literally will pester you daily. So I kind of like fall in the middle of that. I'll let you get on with it. You're a grown up. And then some people will get more support than others, depending on what level of support they need and what they want. Some people love that daily support. Some people are just like, yeah, just check on me once a week. Like, I'm fine. Depends, varies from person to person. So the touch points that you'll get is typically more frequently when you start, at least with me anyway. And then weekly check-ins. So I don't have a massive list of questions that a lot of coaches I know do. There's about 7 questions on how your week's gone and what are you looking to do within the next week. And then I will jot that down, hold you accountable for that for the next week, and so on and so on. Okay, so there's those weekly check-ins to hold people accountable, where we'll usually do progress photos. Some people will do their weigh-ins. Some people will do measurements. Okay. What else do I do? Challenges as well. Monthly challenges where people can win prizes like OTC merch, Gymshark clothing. We've done spa days in the past and just stupid prizes, just to keep it a little bit more interesting as you go along. And then when it is time to change plans, we'll let you know. So it's not a one size fits all thing. For most people, typically you'll have a program for 12 weeks, but if things are progressing, there is no real need to swap around exercises. Okay, so there's no real way of saying you'll be on this exact program for X amount of time. It depends whether you're trying to put on muscle, lose body fat. So there's different phases of that, and you'll know exactly what phase you're in and exactly what the goal is at every point, and you'll know I'll forecast to you what is coming up, because what I'll do is about 5 to 8 minute videos which I send back to you weekly in response to the check-in that you have filled in and sent me. And yeah, like, and one of the questions I'll mainly get as well is like, how long do I need to be on online coaching for? I've known people that have been on online coaching for 5+ years. I've had people that have been on my books for 3-4 years. Several of them have been on for that long. Some people do a few months and then feel like they've been held accountable for a short period of time and then go. Like, either way is kind of fine. There's no rule book. Again, this is one, just be careful. Like, a lot of coaches will have contracts. I personally don't. Now, from their like business point of view, it protects them really. So fair enough. Like, some of them will have 6-month contracts. Okay. I don't have, the only contract I've got is a 30-day notice period. So it's monthly rolling. And then if you want to stop, there's usually one more payment where I make sure, and I do that to make sure that I'm not just completely leaving you, and you know exactly what you are doing once you stop coaching. You know how to program it for yourself. You know what habits to set yourself. You know what those next steps are. It just gives us both chance to do that. But yeah, just be careful if there are any hidden sort of contracts with that, because they can get you in a bit of a muddle if you need to get out of them. But yeah, it's very, very different from coach to coach. So be careful, as there are a lot of terrible ones out there, to be honest. Like there are in any industry, client-based industry. There's some absolute howlers. So yeah, hope you found this useful, and it's given you a bit more of an insight into the online coaching world, if you didn't know. But yeah, feel free to send me a message if you want any more information, or the link for my coaching is in my Instagram bio, but I'll also pin it to this as well. Thanks for watching.